There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You watching Casino Is the Name, and this video was inspired by none other than baby fever. That's right, baby fever. I've been seeing a lot of posts, people saying they're getting baby fever, and I thought it would just be an interesting topic, just to kind of like let you see the real numbers, because a lot of us are just out here living. A lot of us don't realize how much we're spending on things, how much we're spending on food, clothes, things like that. And from my last video, I realized that it was so many people just not really seeing the real numbers. So I decided I would pull up the numbers on how much it costs to raise a child to the point from birth to 18 years old. And the average cost of raising a child from birth to 17 in 2018 was $233,610. That's right, $233,610 to raise a child from birth to 17 years old. And of course, their life isn't over at 17, right? They're still going to go to college. And so this is pre-college. And a lot of people may say that's impossible, right? Like, kids don't cost that much. Over $200,000 to raise a child from birth to 17. It doesn't seem likely. But let me just look at some simple numbers real quick. All right, so I don't know how many of you have ever had daycare, but most likely if you're a working professional, and then again, these numbers are middle income families. So these are not even super rich families, right? These are just middle income families. But let's say you have daycare. You're a working professional, you got to put your child in daycare. Daycare be anywhere from $125 to, depending on where you are, $225 a week. But let's look at the lowest number, right? So $125 a week. At least in the cities that I've been, that's the lowest I've ever seen. I don't know any $100 a week daycares or whatever. So $125 a week at 52 weeks, that is $6,500 right there per year, right? So that's $6,500 a year right there at daycare. That is not including holidays, weekends. You and your wife, or you and your girl just want to go to the movies, and you got to pay somebody, a sitter. So this number can easily go up to $8,000-$9,000, for the course of a year. And that's just that. That is not including food. That is not including clothes. That is not including gifts. That is not including birthday parties. That is not including any of that. Travel. My son has flew on planes, okay, several times. My mom has never flown before, but I've had to fly my son. I've had to fly to get him, and then book tickets for me and him to leave there, and then book flights back for me to take him back, and then book flights back for me to go back. So there's a lot of money that comes in with just basic living for a child, right? Now, of course, daycare isn't going to last forever, but they're going to be sometimes after school programs. And as the child gets older, then they want PlayStations. They want, my son's shoes cost me $160 the last time I bought them. Just one pair, right? Got some LeBrons. It was $160. My shoes was only $130, okay? But looking at this $233,000, it seems like a lot, right? Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say $233,000. I think it was. Let me go back and look. It's $233,610. Okay, so it's 233,610. Divide that by 17 years. That's $13,741 per year. That is actually less than I expected. That is less. I expected more than that. But just daycare alone, for the first couple years of their life, you're spending half of that in just daycare. That is not including food, swing sets, anything like that. So there's a lot of money here And so when you're thinking somebody's raising 2, 3 children, this girl has 4 or 5 kids, or this guy has 4 or 5 kids, think about that. If you have 5 kids, that's over $1 million that's going to cost for you to raise those children. And just having median income, just to be a median income family. So 2, 33, 610, and let's say you had 5 kids. That is $1,168,050. It is very expensive raising children. You definitely, once you have them, they're the greatest thing to have. Financially though, financially it's a lot of money at stake here, you know. So, and I have a godbrother who has no kids, got a lot of money saved up, and he doesn't have any kids. So, you know, it makes sense. You know, not only is he just good with saving money, but like he has at least $13,000 a year that he doesn't have to spend on his child, that the basic family should be spending at least that. You know, it's crazy. I mean, so imagine when they're turning 16 and they're getting cars and things like that. Like, it's like kids can be very, very expensive. Anyway, I just want to come to you guys and talk to you guys about that real quick. Wasn't going to hold you long, but I'm going to keep these kind of things coming because I think it's important for us to understand like what we're looking at. I mean, if you have 2 children, you're looking at like 467,000, you know, a year, like, or not a year, but to raise them from birth to 17, which is not like the 13,000 a year or so. That's not even a lot of money when it comes to like talking like raising a kid, because that's really like food and you know, just shelter. Maybe you have to, maybe where you were staying, you were in a 2-bedroom apartment or a 1-bedroom apartment, but now you have a child, so now you need a 2 or 3-bedroom apartment. So even that has to be taken into account when you're looking at how much it's costing you when raising that child. But we love you, we love them to death though. But just be knowledgeable about that, because there needs to be some kind of financial planning. Don't just be bringing these children in and not being able to take care of them, and you know, those kind of things. So it's very important to like just be focused on all of those kind of things, because I'm telling you, when those booster clubs start hitting and they send home those fundraisers and they have those field days and this is all kind of stuff, you know, all kind of stuff. So anyway, right now you watching Casino Is the Name. Knowing the way we grew up, the environment we was in, the mentality we had, and then to change my life and all my accomplishments, all of the countries, all of the countless cities I've been to. I even surprised myself. You gotta understand, this wasn't even something I could have dreamed. How could you want something you didn't know exists? You gotta think. I ain't know nobody who did what I did, who lived the way I lived. I've been around the world so many times by myself, I didn't even know how to communicate with people where I'm from. I went from hustling in the projects in Tallahassee to exploring castles in Europe. I partnered with Italians. I made money in Germany. Still only got stabbed in the back by people I cared about. So instead of being surrounded by snakes, I'd rather sit in my mansion alone.
There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.